Hello everyone, welcome back to Chemical Engineering and Aspen channel. As you know, these days we are focusing on the subject of heat transfer operations, and regarding this, we are bringing the lecture number 3 for our valuable viewers. Before going to today's lecture, let's recall what we have learned in lecture number 1 and 2. In lecture number 1, we studied what is the difference between the thermodynamics and heat transfer, what are the driving force for heat transfer, what are the applications of heat transfer. In lecture number 2, we studied the modes of heat transfer, namely conduction, convection, and radiation. And we had studied the conduction in a bit detail. And today, we will again focus on the heat conduction, and then we will study the law related to heat conduction, which is the Fourier law of heat conduction. So before going to today's lecture, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon to get all updates related to this channel. So the rate of heat conduction through a medium, let's assume that this is a medium of thickness delta X. At this point, the temperature is T1, and at this point, temperature is T2, and the heat is transferring from this point T1 to this point T2, while the total area of this block is represented as A. So the rate of heat conduction through a medium depends on various factors. Number one is the geometry of the medium, the thickness, the material of construction. Obviously, the material of construction will also play a role, and the temperature difference across the medium. It means that if there is more temperature difference, the more will be the heat transfer. If area is high, the more will be the heat transfer. But if the thickness is high or the value of thickness is large, the heat transfer will be lessened. How? Let's take an example that wrapping a hot water tank with glass wool, which will represent as an insulating material, it will reduce the heat loss from the tank. It means the thicker the insulation, the smaller the heat loss. So the higher the thickness, the lower will be the heat transfer. Similarly, a hot water tank loses heat at a high rate when the temperature of the surrounding media or the room is lower. So the larger the tank, the larger will be the surface area, and accordingly the larger will be the heat transfer or larger will be the heat loss. So basically the heat conduction is dependent on four variables: geometry, thickness, material, and temperature difference. We have seen more the temperature difference, more will be the heat transfer, more the thickness of the insulation or more the thickness, lesser will be the heat transfer, more the area, more will be the heat transfer. We have to remember the point that the rate of heat transfer, and this point is actually proven by the experiments, that the rate of heat transfer Q through the wall is doubled when the temperature difference across the wall or the area normal to the direction of heat transfer is doubled, but is halved when the wall thickness is doubled. This we have to always remember it. And the rate of heat conduction through a plane layer is proportional to the temperature difference across the layer, directly proportional the heat transfer area, but is inversely proportional to the thickness layer. So the rate of heat conduction has direct relationship with the temperature difference with the area, but opposite or inverse relation with the thickness of the layer. So if we translate it in terms of the numerical equation, we write it as rate of heat conduction is directly proportional to area temperature difference divided by the thickness, inversely proportional to thickness, directly proportional to area and temperature difference. And once we convert it to a mathematical equation, we get Q conduction is equal to A is represented by A, temperature difference is represented by T1 minus T2, thickness is represented by delta X, and when you convert that proportional to equal, then you get this parameter which is K, which is the thermal conductivity. And accordingly, we usually write the temperature difference as T2 minus T1. So once we rewrite this equation as T2 minus T1 and converting it to delta T, it will be a negative sign here. So that is equal to minus Ka delta T over delta X, and the unit are watt. With the constant of proportionality, K is the thermal conductivity, and it is represented as the measure of ability of a material to conduct heat. That how much heat a material can conduct, because once there is a difference in a material, for example, if it is copper, if it is silicon, it is aluminium, all will have different ability to conduct the heat. So as I have explained in the previous slide, that the rate of heat conduction also depends on the material of the medium. So this point is also proven over here, and that is represented by this thermal conductivity parameter. Now, in the limiting case of delta x approaches 0, this equation reduces as Q conduction is equal to minus Ka dt over dx. And this expression or this thing, we call it as the Fourier law of heat conduction. If we have to define Fourier law of heat conduction, we will simply say it that the rate of heat conduction is directly proportional to the area of the medium, the temperature difference, and inversely proportional to the thickness. So this is the overall definition of the Fourier law of heat conduction. If we talk about the dt over dx, it is the temperature gradient, which is the slope of temperature curve on Tx diagram, which shows the rate of change of T with x at location x. As you can see, at this point at x is equal to 0, let's say, or x is equal to x1, the temperature is T1, and x is equal to x2, the temperature is T2. So if you take the difference T2 minus T1 divided by x2 minus x1, so this will be dt over dx. Now the relation which I have shown you previously, that Q is equal to minus Ka dt over dx, it indicates that the rate of heat conduction in a given direction is proportional to the temperature gradient in that direction. In this conducted in the direction of decreasing temperature, we have already seen this, and the temperature gradient becomes negative when the temperature decreases with increasing x, because you can see if this is x1, the thickness is increasing, but the temperature is decreasing. So the negative sign actually in that equation shows that the heat is transferring in the direction of increasing x. Overall, if you calculate Q, it will always be a positive, but the negative sign actually is a representation that the heat transfer is positive quantity. Coming to the example, the wall of an industrial furnace is constructed from 0.15 meter thick fire clay brick having a thermal conductivity of 1.7 watt per meter Kelvin. Measurements made during steady state operation reveal temperature of 1400 and 1150 Kelvin at the inner and outer surfaces respectively. Calculate the rate of heat loss through a wall that is 0.5 meter into 1.2 meter on a side. Now you can see the height of this brick is 0.5 meter, the width is 1.2 meter. So accordingly, area will be calculated by multiplying these two parameters. That is understood. The temperature at the inner side is 1400 Kelvin, while the outer side is 1150 Kelvin. The thermal conductivity is 1.7 watt per meter Kelvin. So we have to calculate the rate of heat loss. Initially, we will assume the steady state conditions, that there is no change with respect to time. We are assuming the one-dimensional conduction. There is no heat conduction in other dimension, and the value of thermal conductivity remains constant. Accordingly, we have to simplify the problem. We have already studied that Q is equal to minus Ka dt over dx. But if we take A to the different side, it will become Q over A, and that Q over A will become the flux. We can call it as heat flux. So heat flux is equal to K dt over L. Now the value of K is 1.7, dt 250 Kelvin, as we have seen 1400 minus 1150, L is 0.15 is given. So accordingly the heat flux will be 2833 watt per square meter. Now if we multiply this quantity with the area, which is height into width, height is 0.5 meter, width is 1.2 meter, multiplying with the flux, so accordingly we get 1700 watt. So this is the total rate of heat loss through the medium as it has been represented, that to calculate the rate of heat loss through all. So this is how basically Fourier law is described in today's video, and we have solved an example related to it. So that's it from today's lecture. Thank you so much. Please do watch, like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Also click on the bell icon to get all updates related to this channel. Till then, it's goodbye. Stay tuned for more exciting videos on this channel.